Inside this 500-year-old pyramid, which stands 480 feet above the ground, what mysterious secret lay hidden that compelled researchers to send a robotic camera inside? At one point, the robotic camera came to a halt because it encountered a stone slab. The researchers believed that behind this slab there must be a secret that had been buried for 4,500 years, a secret they were determined to uncover at any cost. To investigate further, they attached a drilling machine to the robot, which created a hole in the stone slab. A camera was then sent through this opening, revealing a view beyond the slab that no one had seen for 4,500 years. In Egypt, there are a total of 138 towering pyramids which, for thousands of years, have withstood dozens of earthquakes and many dangerous storms. Remarkably, none of them has ever shifted. Among these, the tallest and largest is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its base covers an area equivalent to 31 acres, meaning that astonishingly, an entire 9 football fields worth of space could fit inside. In its construction, a vast number of large stones were used, many weighing as much as 50 tons each, and the total estimated weight of the pyramid is around 6 million tons, which is equivalent to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifas. But what was the purpose of constructing such a grand monument? Thousands of years ago, when humans had no modern tools, how were the walls of these structures leveled inch by inch? How were stones weighing up to 50 tons cut into perfect square shapes and transported over a distance of 480 feet without any advanced machinery? And which engineers were capable of building such pyramids, not only making them earthquake-proof but also aligning every side at an exact angle of 51.5 degrees? You will learn all this in today's video. So, let's begin with challenge number 1. For centuries, various research teams have racked their brains trying to decipher the construction techniques of this pyramid. They wondered how each side was aligned exactly to north, south, east, and west without using a compass. Many experts believe that the architects of that time first selected a plot of land capable of supporting the weight of millions of tons of stone. Then, using the positions of certain stars, the very stars that help determine the Earth's poles, they aligned each side of the pyramid without any compasses or optical instruments, relying solely on this basic technique thousands of years ago. Challenge number 2 was leveling the ground. When this pyramid was to be built on just an acre of land, even the slightest deviation in level would have rendered the construction of this 2.3 million stone mountain impossible. The engineers of that era did not have laser levelers or modern tools. Experts believe that water was poured along all 4 sides of the construction site, and by matching the water levels from one side to the other, any uneven parts of the ground were identified and then trimmed away with chisels and hammers. Many experts also think that the ancient builders used a simple tool, consisting of wooden beams on both sides with a stone tied by a rope right at its center. If the stone made contact and its mark aligned perfectly with the center line, it confirmed that the ground was perfectly level. Challenge number 3 came next. With the directions set, markings complete, and the ground level, it was time to begin construction. A process that required huge, heavy stones totaling millions of tons. Yet the builders did not possess grinders or advanced cutting tools. Even so, they managed to carve out stones weighing up to 50 tons and shape them into perfect squares or rectangles. But how was all this achieved? The answer lies partly in the use of a simple saw-like tool. Experts believe that the mortar used in the pyramid's construction was not made solely from copper, since they knew copper is too soft to cut stone, but also included a chemical and mineral component. This specially formulated mortar was applied with wooden hammers to the stones, and after many hours of labor, the large stones were precisely shaped. Challenge number 4 involved the quarrying of the special stone known today as limestone. The extraction was carried out in a city about 250 kilometers away from the pyramid construction site. The next challenge was transporting these stones. Each stone weighed about 50 tons, or 50,000 kilograms, roughly equivalent to the weight of 3 passenger buses, and there were millions of them. Moving such massive stones was a tremendous task. In that era, no animal could have managed the load, nor were there sufficient trees available for building transport vehicles. Even by today's standards, if such a task were attempted, it would rank among the top logistical challenges. Astonishingly, this transportation was accomplished by loading the stones onto huge barges and ships, taking advantage of a river that flows between Tura and Wiza. Experts estimate that loading and unloading these enormous stones onto ships would have required an army of at least 500 laborers working simultaneously. Challenge number 5 concerned the raising of the stones. The research team had by then found answers to many questions, but one mystery persisted. Not only were the limestone blocks cut and transported, but during construction, they were also raised to great heights. How were these massive stones lifted? Many experts believe that even before construction began, a plan was devised for raising the stones. They may have been hoisted upward using a spiral track or some other ingenious method, but one thing is clear: the 50,000 kilogram stones were hauled upward with the help of an enormous labor force. Challenge number 6 was not only about millions of laborers using chisels and hammers to cut limestone and transport these huge blocks. Inside the pyramid, intricate compartments, passageways, and numerous small tunnels were also created. Yet one detail astonished the experts. In the inner compartments, the stone used was not limestone but granite. Yes, granite, known as the second hardest stone in the world after diamond, cannot be cut without the aid of large grinders even in the modern era. Archaeological experts from around the world have visited the pyramid, yet none have been able to solve the mystery of how the Egyptians, 4,500 years ago, managed to precisely cut a solid stone like granite. Eventually, after many years, experts solved this enigma as well. It appears that granite was cut so precisely using a saw that had no teeth. By applying weight on both sides of this smooth, toothless tool, while placing abrasive grit between the tool and the granite, the stone could be cut with remarkable precision. Experts believe that using this method, it would take about 4 months to cut a single large stone. In the end, questions remain. What was the ultimate purpose behind constructing these pyramids? How many laborers worked together simultaneously? And when the robotic camera ventured inside the pyramid through the sea of stones, what scene did it capture? One that had not been witnessed in the past 4,500 years.